Salve, amiche, and welcome. Today we are in John chapter 3, taking a look at verses 17 through the end of 18. It's a little bit more than halfway through the page, but there's not that much that we can do about that. Let's go ahead and get started. Here is our rubric, everything that we're looking for as we go through this text. Now we go. Non enim misit Deus, filium suum in mundum, ut judicem mundum sed ut salvetur mundus per ipsum. Qui credit in eum non judicatur, qui autem non credit iam judicatus est, qui non credidit in nomine unigeniti filii Dei. There we go. Non as a negative, we don't care about that. Enim is for, we'll go ahead and handle that one. Miss it. Here's our verb. We've got it as our ending. That's going to be a third person singular. This comes from mito, mittere, misi. So this is a third principal part, therefore perfect tense. It's active and is indicative. Some singular person sent. As we take a look at head, we see Deus with that us right there. We've seen it many times before. There is our subject. God sent. Except we've got non over here, so did not send. And what did God not send? Filium suum. We've got for both of those. We've seen that before. So his own son. In mundum ut. Ut ends our prepositional phrase right there. Cannot be part of it. That right there. I think we've actually seen this construction before, but for the sake of doing it from memory, accusative, singular, and masculine. Mundus, mundi. Yeah, I think masculine. Into world. Ut judicat. We've got an et right there, so we know this is going to be a third person singular. But since we've got ut, we need to make sure we know what type of clause this is, and how we would tell is we would need to know what conjugation judicat is. And I believe that this is in fact a first conjugation, so that e is unnatural for its indicative form. Instead, we have a we beat a giant situation, so singular, present, subjunctive, and active, where the connecting vowel a changes to an e. Right? And so purpose right there. Judge, world, accusative, singular, masculine again. This time is the direct object. Judge, world. Running out of space there. Said, but, ut, so we can get another clause right here as we take a look at head, et salvetur. This is salvo, salvare. So this is going to be another first conjugation that e, again, tells us this is subjunctive. Exact same form as that one, except that it is passive. In order that mundus, us right there, so that confirms that this is in fact masculine. Nominative, singular, masculine. World may be saved. Not enough space. World. Per ipsum, per is preposition. Right there tells us it is taking accusative, as is right. This is singular, and it is masculine form. We've got ipso, ipse, ipsa, ipsum. So I suppose it could be neuter in form, but what would it have to refer back to as a neuter? There's not really anything good. So have to go, nope, not that word. That word, there we go. Through him. And we've seen Jerome do this multiple times before, where he uses form of ipse as a demonstrative, as a personal pronoun, instead of the use that books like Wheelock and other grammars would tell us as a form of self. So we'll leave that as that. That's normal. Moving on to 18. Qui from qui, quae, quod. This could be nominative singular or nominative plural masculine. Looking at a verb right there, credit. It tells us that this has to be singular. Nominative, singular, masculine. Who. Since we don't have the double D's right here, we know that this has to be the present tense. I've seen it before. I'm not going to do any more parsing. Leaves. In, prepositional phrase, non, so this can't be part of the prepositional phrase, it has to end right there, plus accusative, singular, masculine from is and id, in him, non is negative, judicatur, it's going to be the same form as this one, except now we have an indicative, and it is passive, no need to parse any more than that, is not judged. Qui, another form of qui quite quotes. We need to find the verb again. It's credit. Already parsed a credit, so that's good. We know what that is now. Autem means but or however. Considering how Jerome has used autem in the past, I'm going to presume that but is the correct one, or the intended one. Who, however, but does not believe. Jam, this is always a fun word, especially when you're teaching Latin. In the beginning, you show them the alphabet that Latin has, and then you walk through, well, all of these are the case, and then you've got all the different forms with the macrons, and then you have special forms. And I'll tell you when we get to it. And jam is almost always the first one that you run into. It's got that J. I forgot to change that I into a J. So this means already, or now. Judicatus est. S tells us that this is going to be singular in perfect tense with this fourth principal part of judico. Us tells us that it is masculine singular. It is perfect. It is passive, because it is a paraphrastic phrase. And masculine singular, perfect, passive. Oh, got third person, masculine singular, perfect, passive, and indicative, yeah. Already has been judged. Quia. Now, quia could mean that or because. We won't know until we take a look at the greater context around it. So we need to move on ahead. We've got a negative. Credidit. We've got the two D's right there. So we know this one is a third person singular perfect active indicative. Did not believe. In nomine, because that E right there on this third declension noun, we know that this is taking the ablative, singular and neuter. Okay, looking at this, unigenity is the wrong form, so our prepositional phrase has to end right there. In name. Unigenity could be the nominative plural, however our verb is singular, so we don't want that. Genitive singular is the next best option. So also with filii and with dei. So it could be that we've got three things in order owning each other, except unigenity is a adjective. So we've got one possessive right there, and then one possessive right here owning the name. Genitive, singular, masculine. So there, and so also there. Of only begotten, or one begotten Son of God. Now we want to take a look back at this quia and see which one makes most sense. But who does not believe has already been judged that he did not believe in name of only begotten Son, or but who does not believe has already been judged because he did not believe in name of only begotten Son. So clearly, because is the better of the two options there. And that is everything through verse 18. Let's take a look at it in its own context before moving back to verse 1. For God did not send his own Son into world in order that he may judge world, but in order that world may be saved through him. Who believes in him is not judged, but who does not believe already has been judged, because he did not believe in name of only begotten Son of God. So there we go. Now with verse 1. It's getting so long. But there was man of Pharisees, Nicodemus by name, Prince of Jews. This man came to him at night, and he said to him, Rabbi, we know that you have come from God, a teacher, for no one is able to do these signs which you yourself do, unless God will have been with him. Jesus responded and said to him, Amen, amen, I say to you, unless someone has been born anew afresh again, he is not able to see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus says to him, In what way is man able to be born since he is old? Surely he is not able to go inside into womb of his mother a second time and to be born. Jesus responded, Amen, amen, I say to you, unless someone has been reborn, from water and spirit, he is not able to enter into kingdom of God. What was born of flesh is flesh, and what was born of spirit is spirit. Do not marvel that I said to you, it is necessary, it is needful for you to be born again afresh, anew. Spirit blows where it wishes, and you hear its voice, but you do not know from where it comes and to where it goes. Thus is everyone who has been born from spirit. Responded Nicodemus and said to him, How are these able to happen? Jesus responded and said to him, You are teacher of Israel, and you do not know these? Amen, amen, I say to you, that what we know we say, and what we have seen we testify, and our witness you do not receive. If I said transitory things to you, and you do not believe, how, if I will have said to you heavenly things, will you believe? And no one ascended into heaven unless someone descended from heaven, Son of Man who is in heaven. And thus Moses lifted up serpent in wilderness. Thus, to be exalted, it is necessary or proper for Son of Man, in order that everyone who believes in him may not perish, but have life eternal. For thus God adored the world with the result that his own Son, his only begotten, he gave, with the result that everyone who believes in him does not perish, but has life eternal. For God did not send his own Son into the world in order that he may judge the world, but in order that the world may be saved through him. Who believes in him is not judged, but who does not believe already has been judged, because he did not believe in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And I'm running out of breath. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope you have a very good day. Wale. Hey, not asleep yet? That's okay. I've got tons of other equally sleep-inducing videos for you to watch. Check them out.